Hey, what's going on, you guys? Hyperion-Blue-GT is here. It's time to get ready to start the live summit event in week number 2 of the US Speed Tour West in the Crew 2, Lost in Yellowstone, taking place in the areas of the mountain states such as Yellowstone, St. Julian's Peak, and Glacier Park. It is also to be characterized by its off-road events, as there is no event that permanently takes place on the asphalts. So looks like we're about to be ready to go on over to participate by having two types of discipline will be exclusive to be on the off-road, and some freestyles will be joining in as well, because this is going to be much brilliant out there to be going off the road to be explore around in the mountain states. And also for stage 2 is now opening to be starting out from Glacier Park to Salt Lake, including the Yellowstone Special, to have a nice, wonderful Rallycross discipline, while the Rally Raid is now participate to be in the second stage. As you may ever enjoy watching the video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and check out some more videos if you like. Feel free to join anytime you want for the entertainment. Now it's time to get ready to start the live summit event, and let's begin. Since I have relocated from the off-road headquarters to move up north towards the freestyle headquarters to have the first part of the clip before moving on to take the full segment. For the bundle event, folks, 20% discount in about $358,959 available at the purchase. We have already brought the Jeep Moab Quintessence concept to be the first car as a recommended vehicle by the restriction. Only 2 cars are now available to be selected. So first up, we have a Lancia Delta S4 1985 to be in the Rallycross in 450 horsepower with a top speed of 155 miles per hour. Very good classic rally car to be fitted as a 1980s vehicle, will be giving a good rally tires to be fitted around onto the trail. And it's also to be exclusive to be participate in the Yellowstone Special. Next up for the last is the Mini Cooper S 2010 in the street race discipline. 172 horsepower and a top speed of 139 miles per hour. Well, it may be quite giving an extra, but what do you guys think, folks? Should we might have a Mini Cooper S to be eligible to be participate in the live summit event? But the answer is no. It may be quite possible to be using in 2 types of discipline on the off-road and freestyle to be eligible to be participate onto the Yellowstone event. But it will might give an extra that we'll be putting up as an added bonus, but we should probably have to put this car later on in the next event. So here we go, folks. 2 cars are now going in by the bundle purchase is about to be ready to roll. So good to get the Hoodlum Racing Crew edition of the Volkswagen Beetle Rally Raid edition. Stopping at 8281st place to be in the Platinum is going to be quite giving a good hard work effort out there, folks. So let's collect 4 rewards, and here we go, and that will might give some good parts to be added up by 1. So right now, 4 different rewards in Lost in Yellowstone will be putting up with some fame pack for only 150,000 followers, exterior parts in the silver in the Mini Cooper S 2010. Common vanity item for the low poly brown smoke is going to be putting up with a different color, just like the yellow one by the same. And goes on over to have the Platinum, the Nitro Chemist boosted for the Demolition Derby that will might give an extra. But my commentary looks a little bit different since I used the other microphone on the PS4 controller. So right now, this is going to be the new me to have a nice, wonderful chapter. We'll be having an upgraded adjustment. So my commentary looks a little bit different since I'm putting up with the microphone speakers attached to the headphones, because it is going to be quite suitable as an upgrade. For right now, in the rewards categories in Lost and Yellowstone, we'll be having a fame pack for only 150,000 followers. Silver for the exterior parts on the Mini Cooper S 2010. Going gold for the different color in the low poly brown smoke to be on the common. And last but not least, Platinum in 7th loot category to be in the Demolition Derby with the Nitro Chemist to be boosted. This one might have the main requirements will be needed, folks. So make sure just participate on 6 events, including 3 skills. We'll be having a nice exclusive for the off-road and aerobatics to be in different types of disciplines. So let's go out there and take the skies to be locating in St. Julian's Peak for the aerobatics until going low altitude we'll be going over to be in the same location. So let's enter the Halo gate and match the figures. First one's clear. Now gonna have to do the different angle and stay on track. Very nice. 200 points and giving a good score breaker that will might give a good quick boost. Checkmark complete by the ejected. Stay on track. Just gonna have to fly on over to do the different spots. Okay, looks like closing up. Just gonna have to keep climbing up. Still tries to keep a good basic onto the ropes. Alright, next figure is gonna be a little bit much tricky. Hey, oh man, almost forgot about it. Okay, not bad after all, and this is gonna be quite good enough. Man, looks like this first skill is gonna be a little bit much challenging whenever you're gonna see some nice wonderful snow. That should probably do the trick. New record set and well achieved. Now that was a pretty good basic flying skill to be going over to be in St. Julian's Peak. Time to go low altitude in skill number 2 before coming over onto the escape. This will be the second air race / aerobatics discipline we'll be flying on over, so let's see how I could probably have to fly low to have a good clear spot. Just gonna have to keep a good clear position. Better watch out for the rocks. Very nice. Just gonna have to keep going forward. Watch out for the trees. Better make way to have a good clear dodge. Coming in, pass by to the ski jump. Okay, looks like pilot is now complete by the MotorStars Daily. Alright, looks like this should be quite good enough. 19,262 points. Very good skill average, and looks like this is going to be racking up by 100,000 points. Okay, looks like 2 in a row by having 2 skills by using the plane. I'm so glad that this headphones is going to be quite come in handy. Next up, gonna have to go escape for the off-road rally raid discipline is now going in on the way, folks. It may be quite very good to be explored around in Yellowstone, but don't get too lost. This one might have the GPS map will be needed as well. So let's just gonna have to go over to the vehicles collection and switch over on to the disciplines. Rally raid. Now just gonna have to grab my Jeep Moab quicksand concept will be on the way. Okay, looks like it's time to go over onto this current position by the main route. So it might be possible to take the downhill, like taking a skiing edge. We'll have to go onto this route location. But it may be quite come in handy, but just gonna have to make sure, folks, choose any route whenever you want. We'll have to keep the radius away. And also watch out for the trees. That will be the most hardest obstacle course ever yet. Oh boy, it's getting closer. Okay, looks like I'm just gonna might need to warm it up. Okay, now looks like time to go over again. Just gonna have to stay on the right side of this route, but it might be quite very possible to keep a good stable eye check to have some good current ways to avoid taking too much jumps. But it might be quite getting a little bit easily distracted. That one might end up... Just gonna might need to start over again, because this one is very harder to tell. Just gonna have to stay on this right area of the main route. Gonna have to avoid taking too much jump, but too overwhelming jump. But I mean, better watch out by hitting the trees. Just gonna have to keep using the nitro and slow it down. Try not to get hit by the rocks. Oh boy, it's getting closer. Just keep away and just finally beat Tuck's record. 2,586 yards. Halfway there, folks. Gonna have to go again in attempt number 3. This wheel might have to stay on top of the mountain, but this one may be quite very tricky. Okay, maybe not bad. Just gonna have to stay on over by having a good clear path. Oh boy. Feels like getting a little bit nervous around here, folks. Yep, looks like this may be quite giving it a possibility. Just gonna have to go again. Attempt number 4. Don't let me down. Just like how the way it does whenever it comes in to be driving around on top of the mountains. But sometimes may be challenging, but it gets a little bit rough on the edges that might be depends onto the terrain. This one should be quite giving a good ways. We'll have to stay on top of it. Possibilities by taking the downhill might be giving a little bit slightly risk. Okay, here it comes. Oh boy, looks like this is gonna get much screaming to be intense. 2,758 yards. Now that is so scary and intense to see this record. Okay, let's see how I could probably have to go over onto the left side of the hill. Never used this one before, but might have to give it a try. So far so good. After taking one tap on the rock, just gonna have to go faster by having a good clear path. This will be choosing the left side. That might give a better ways. We'll have to go faster by using a lot of nitrous. We'll have to go away from the red zone, of course. There you go. Looks like taking a hit by the tree and getting a little bit caught by the red zone. Almost barely had the chance to be reached up by 3,000. So now, let's see the outcome results. It looks fine. Maybe I could probably have to come back again. We'll be doing a different discipline that might give a good off-road settings. 3 skills are now complete. Now it's time to go in to take on 6 events. So right now, let's see how I could probably have to come up with a better recommendation pick that will be suitable on different events by the guests. Alright, now, since I have to use the Jeep Moab Quicksand concept, we will participate to be in Port Foliage. This one is going to be the only best place for only a one-on-one race to be taking on with Tucker Morgan, the off-road champ. Just gonna have to keep using the same car, and here I go and get ready to go on, but a hill climb technique will be giving in onto the terrain. Hopefully it will be quite giving a good ways to have a nice wonderful off-road race to have a different condition. So let's go and win the race to beat the terrain.
Listen to the engine. It's saying, let's win.
So I'll be choosing the left side of the route, just like last time when I took the right. Gonna have to make sure if I can probably have to beat the weather onto the fog, but it will might have to go on top of the hill. Tires are now changed up to be on the snow terrain. It will might go on for the higher skiing. Climbing up onto the first checkpoint. Just gonna have to slow down and take that right side. Going up. Keep a good steady position, and taking on to the left side will be going over by having a good safe route.
This isn't as bad as it looks. Well, it might be.
Just gonna have to keep calm. It gets a little bit much skiing extreme, but I'm still in first place, folks. Just gonna have to keep a good concentration. Make my way onto the next checkpoint is gonna get a little bit rough. Slow it down. Keep a good eyes onto the main perfection whenever it depends to have a good clear path onto the hill. Ooh, okay. I know this is gonna get a little bit nervous. Keep a little bit much needed to have some extra nitro. Don't want to get lost. This part of the mountain is going to get a little bit foggy. And here comes the jump. Right towards the finish line. Gonna have to beat that fog whenever I could probably have to face my fear. Here comes the jump. This one is gonna be another one. Alright, looks like finally made it out in the fog and rain comes by. Man, looks like this is gonna be a hard, challenging race since I did the last time in the full walkthrough. It's only me and the mountain onto the wild. Okay, looks like almost halfway there by 50%. It's going to be quite getting a much harder as it looks to be. Now I have to go again because this one is going to be very much challenging to be on normal difficulty.
3,
but if I could probably have to go on in ace difficulty,
1.
this one is going to be harder to be advanced.
I don't know why anyone else is even bothering.
Now, I have to make sure if I could probably have to find the correct route that will might have the best ways to be racking up by over 100,000 points.
Leading is a good look on you.
But still tries to work harder out there in poor foliage. Just gonna have to go over onto the same route to be going up the hill. Try not to slow down by taking any distraction, but it might be possible that we'll have to work hard by taking the uphill terrain to do some more acceleration to be on the hill climb. This one might be very hard. Okay, keep a good steady.
Behind.
Come on, just gonna have to keep up the boost. Now, this might depends on any condition with or without the fog. But this will might give a good bright sunny day, will be giving a good snow around. Just gonna have to keep a good steady position. Try to beat the terrain onto the hill. Okay, gets a little bit fall and takes some solid landing, but somehow it might be gets a little bit loose control. Come on, just gonna have to keep push that puppy up. There we go, back on track. Just gonna have to keep going, increase the speed by descending. And then coming right back onto the fog. But it gets a little bit cleared off by now. Okay, down I go and take that good dive landing spot. Slow and steady and watch out by hitting the trees. Wow. What a safe, good, clear challenging by climbing up onto the hill. So let's see the outcome results. Well, maybe it is quite possible to have a difficult time to be driving hard onto the mountains. But it was a okay event. Hopefully, memo number 2 is now added to the list. So let's see. Just gonna have to move on to take on for the next event. For the rally raid, it's gonna be quite taking part in stage 2 of the US Speed Tour West. That one might give a good interesting guest. Will be having 150,000 followers to be received as a reward. But right now, time to go on over in the special to be in Yellowstone by using the Lancia Delta S4. That one might give a good quick preparations. We'll be putting up with some required parts. Just gonna have to go on over to the filters. We'll be doing the Rallycross. Just gonna have to stick on we need it as well. Okay, looks like might need some good fixed parts that will be needed for the Lancia Delta. Okay, faint magnet on the Camaro. Okay, just gonna have to use the Land Evil WRC5. And there you go. Parts are successfully switched. Here I come, folks. Taking on in Yellowstone for the special in the US Speed Tour West. This will be the perfect time. We'll go faster on to the limit. We'll be giving a good Nitro Chemist boost. Just gonna have to give a good horsepower adjustment to be at 600 and the top speed of 174 miles per hour. Here I come, folks. Let's do this and beat the time at Yellowstone. Perfect timing. We'll be going over to be in the special stage rally.
2, 1.
The US Speed Tour West Special Number 2 is set in Yellowstone Park, world famous for its bursting geysers, glacial lakes, and hot springs. Our hot-headed racers will need to keep their cool if they wish to burst ahead.
Just gonna have to keep on racing, stay clean to go hot on the aggressive speed approach. Now that we might take that downhill is gonna be quite going awesome out there to beat the dirt. Just gonna have to go in onto the hairpins, so slow it down and do some fine techniques, just like doing a little bit more drifting. Kick it up with the nitro, slide it over to the right and past the checkpoint. 20% on the progression. Just gonna have to keep going. Very nice. Awesome rally drifting. We'll be going classic. This one is very good to have that nice 1985 Lancia Delta to be quite giving a good capability, just like the other type of the Lancia Delta as the 1990s model. Very good to have a nice off-road livery to be used as a default. Going right in and take that shade onto the mountains will be giving a good cooling effect and goes back onto the heat surface onto the outside area. Slow it down. Just gonna have to do some drifting and keep a good technique. Will be coming in. Pack it up with the nitro, folks. Better make sure to increase the speed after taking the turn. A little bit, that we might have the possibilities. We'll have to go on to taking the short straightaway. But this car may be quite very good classic to be used as a rallycross discipline. Hopefully in any other rally games like this car may be quite very good to give some good classic performance to be giving a ways to have a nice co-driver to be followed up onto the main route of the directions will be mastered to be in the World Rally Championship events. maybe in the 1980s for this car, but it is old school by the way. Now here comes the curve straightaway. Just gonna have to slow down and take that next turn at the left by doing a power slide drift. Still trying to perform a power slide technique that will might go booting like a Cadillac and sting like a beaver. Well, it may be quite giving a good reference from Disney's Pixar's Cars. Kinda like that movie. Just try to learn to perform a power slide that will might give a good technique to be drive on the off-road. Checkpoint clear. Almost at 80% by the progression. Wow, looks like this is going to be quite very hard to control. Gonna have to go average. Almost there, and 90%, only 10 more to go. Just gonna have to keep going forward. One more remaining. But not yet. Here it comes.
There they go, past the last checkpoint. The finish line is right ahead to win the stage.
Alright, looks like right on time for only 4 minutes and 7.513 seconds. That comes in handy. Came in handy for having a challenge complete, so look at this results. 76,335 points. Well, it may be quite giving a hard challenge, but sometimes taking a basic workout by having a different rally car discipline will be doing some more expert ways to master the course. But very good. Now on to the next event. It's going to be quite coming in over to have a different location to be in the Rallycross event. American Petrol Race. Located in the ski resort. That one might have 45,000 bucks to be received as a main reward. So let's go in there and participate. So I have to keep using the Lancia Delta S Sport to be used as a main recommendation. But it might be possible to be switched back over onto the Land Evo WRC05. It's going to be the only main car to be racking up onto the top rankings. Just gonna have to keep using the same car and go straight over to be participate. This place is gonna be quite good out there to have a nice ski resort, to have a different track layout for the Rallycross.
3.
So let's do this, folks. Time to go in to have a nice, wonderful Rallycross race to be on the edge.
You're so gonna win this one.
Okay, looks like there's Wade and Tuck now competing to participate. Gonna make sure if I can probably overtake two of them.
The lead.
Okay. Now I have to make sure this will might give the technique skills we'll have to go over. I have to keep pushing harder out there, folks. Going uphill to be reached over onto the ski jump that we might perform in extreme ways will have to give a much faster advantage to be used for the air nitro. Next turn at the left. So here we come, folks. Time to go extreme. Wow. Incredible, and taking a good stunt jump. That will might have a wonderful technique performance to be having a good replay. Now, on to the final lap. Looks like this is going to be it. Just going to have to ace that course and racking up onto the 100,000 points. The S4 Delta might be very good to have a nice classic performance to be suitable onto any corners by the terrain to be in the Rallycross event. Just gonna have to make sure to keep on for having a good clean race effort out there, whatever it depends on to be keep using the same car. Slide it up and do the drift. Just gonna have to save a little bit more patient time onto the nitro. Here I go again. And go straight up onto the finish line by taking a touchdown. Wow. Successful, and taking 2 minutes and 8.883 seconds is now on to the right record. Oh yeah, looks like this is going to be the nick of time for only 100,000 points to be racking up by having a new stopping record. Wonderful. Very wonderful for having a good course by taking it the extreme jump. Now let's see how far, if I could probably have to choose the next event for only 3 more to go. This may be quite very good out there to take on the bullfight for the Demolition Derby Disciplines. So I'm about to go head on and race hard like you mean it. We'll be going harder out there to smash any opponents. Just gonna have to make sure, you guys, going hardcore to have a nice classic muscle car is gonna get a little bit much punches. We'll be going for the limit. Only 4 cars of the Demolition Derby Discipline that we might have some selections to be recommend. So I have to choose over by having a different affix to be putting up with a Nitro Chemist. Time to go in to have the Dodge Charger RT Hemi with the UDRS livery to be putting up with the Minotaur. Will be ready to take action. Here I come, folks. Time to hit hard and race hard for the attack of the day.
3, 2.
Here it comes, folks. This is about to go hard. Just gonna have to keep it way onto the further range. If I could probably have to slam hard.
Am I right?
Okay, third place is now on the roll. Moving on in second. Pass by the obstacles. Wait until if I could probably have to make a good aim.
Smashing them to bits. One bit at a
Okay, there it goes. Second place is still on the edge, so just gonna have to grab that damage bonus. Yeah! Now this is definitely what I wanted. Speed it up, hit hard, and one vehicle is going to be destroyed.
A light hit is still a hit.
Come on, just gonna have to go faster to do a quick evade. Drift around, avoid incoming attackers. Come on guys, I'm just getting warmed up. Taking a little bit hard defense. Gonna have to dodge it. Okay, looks like the sound maybe not good. Oh man, nope, don't push me off the platform. I just really want to stay on it. That's more like it. There's the point bonus. Gonna grab it, grab it, grab it. Ah, I expect too soon. Okay, time for plan
Looks like
B.
you're still in good shape.
It's gonna get a little
Okay
bit much
shape.
stable
Medium
condition.
shape.
Just gonna have to sit back and wait until the repairs are about to be called in. And I just got hit. 5,000 points to be dropped down in second place.
How many fingers am I holding up? 2? Good. You're set to head back in.
Maybe only for 1. That was the first one, just got hit in the match. Okay, maybe it's good enough to have that repair for quick recovery. Ah man, yep, cannot believe it. They just pushed me off the platform by cost 5,000 points. Joe is on a kill streak. Okay, part destroyed and give the opponent a spin. Come on, just gonna have to work my ways to have a good, perfect aim position. There it goes. Gonna have to push one driver off the platform. Ah, man, no, no. Come on. Second place. I just really might need to get back on track. Alright, time to go harder as much as I can. Time to do some extra. Here's the flip, going on the roll. And here comes the head-on smackdown. Alright, back in the lead. Now let's see how I could probably have to go hard as long as I can. But in the nick of time, 5 seconds remaining and oh man, there it goes. Ah, man. Stopping at position number 2 and there it goes. Well, pretty hard to skill and pretty tough to handle. But maybe unless it's gonna get a little bit low average income, that is gonna be needs to work my ways to come up with a hard strategy.
Much later.
So maybe let's just gonna have to go over to have a different demolition car. It's gonna be quite doing much better this time. Just gonna have to go in onto the Fender Frontier. We'll be going in to take the stage.
2.
Now let's go and slam hard at the opponents. Bring it on.
That'll teach him.
Come on. I'm just really want to have to go hard on the aggressive. Gonna have to go reverse. Hold it. I just might need to stay on the platform. Still in second place.
That was demolicious, am I right?
Okay, just gonna have to go over for a different strategy plan. It's only down for an hour left, folks. Gonna have to grab that bonus. Barely took a survival by hitting the object.
Yeah, you're smashing them.
Yeah,
to pieces.
take that. One card just barely took a KO. Just gonna have to be patient. If I could probably have that bonus repairs will be called in. Hopefully, taking the sacrifice means taking one hit to be towards suicide. And I just got KO'd by Gordon. 5,000 points to be called in. Putting up a new set, we'll be giving a new fresh. Come on, let's get ready to rumble.
You're giving them death by 1,000 paper cuts.
Come on, send that car over and take a single hit. Got this one, folks. They still having a hard time. One car just really took apart destroyed. They'll might putting up with some few chassis will be separate.
Your car's not so pretty anymore, but it's still driving.
Bummer. I just barely gonna have to took a hit on that classic pickup truck. And there it goes again. Only down for the minute and 50 seconds left. I'll take that kill assist, thank you. Here it comes. Huh, wasn't expecting that. Oof. Got KO'd in the second time. Well, sometimes goes random attempt on every Demolition Derby events. It's gonna be a little bit hard to steer, but still just gonna have to take the main focus to be on the 100,000 points. Won't even halt. Just gonna have to grab that bonus. I'll take that. Gonna have to dodge for it. Ooh, barely took a roll. Only 45 seconds left. Wait for it. take that part destroyed. Climbing up onto 76,000 points. Gonna have to grab it again. Otherwise, 5,000 points will call for the sacrifice. Yes, I'll take that. And almost barely took a head. 10 seconds, gonna have to do it. Ah man, yep, there it goes. And we got time over. That was so very challenging to be wreck hard to be in the lake fight. But that means the main outcome for the summary is going to be quite racking up onto the main record by only 75,000 points with 383 to be added. But it is very difficult after spending a few hours to be practicing hard on the Demolition Derby. Is going to be quite going a little bit much separate to be on a different strategy at the random effort. So only 2 more events to go and only an hour left. By putting up a new clip is going to be quite needed to be climbing up onto the platinum. So next up, we're about to be taking on in the monster truck to be in the mixed event is coming over to be in the Rallycross event to be located at Glacier Park Special Stage. One-on-one monster truck. That means rally racing is going to be very challenging. We'll be going much larger to have a nice tight turns. So I'll be using with the Ford F-150 Raptor in the Monster Truck Edition is going to be the only recommendation to be selected. So I'll be choosing my Raptor with the UDRS livery and get ready to roll to have a nice monster truck rally to be on the most fine starting grid for only 2 cars to have a good exact limit. Hopefully, I'll be taking on...
Go, go, go!
Gonna have to keep a little bit more careful, folks. Riding on a monster truck means taking on the toughest route onto the terrain is going to be very difficult. So don't get yourself too much excited. Just gonna have to take a lot of concentration whenever you're racing in the live summit event. We'll be doing a mixed event. Slow and steady, put up with a nitro in case. That's more like it. Just gonna have to keep a good calm pressure. Staying on track. Checkpoint clear and moving on to the next one. Okay, if I could probably have to take much handling, but sometimes it's gonna get a little bit much rough around to be going downhill. Better watch yourself, folks. Whenever you're gonna have to try to make your ways to take the downhill, to take a good, well, staple control handling when using the monster truck. Alright, just gonna go slope it down and take that next route to be going over. But it's not over yet. Just gonna have to keep on the good maintained pace. Very good average drift. But I know, monster trucks can't drift because it is also that one might be used on any skills to be on stunt events. But it might be possible. Just gonna have to take a little bit more temporarily. So right now, Sector 1 is clear and moving on to take Sector 2 to be continue on by taking the off-road and continue on to be in the downhill section onto the mountain. Okay, that should do it. Just gonna have to hit the checkpoint gates and proceed over. Now going on the uphill to be in Sector 3. That will be having a good guess. Okay, close call by taking a little hit by the tree. Okay, looks like sign just barely putting up with an indestructible object. Gonna have to avoid hitting the park vehicles. This one will be doing the main obstacle course. Alright, looks like that wasn't so hard, but still gets a lot of good handling. We'll be going through onto the terrain. just like having a different monster truck event to be in the Dakota Grasslands. Pass through onto the checkpoint I go. 90% is going. Oh. Keep it up. Take one last push to be going down the hill in the final sector. Alright. Wow. 3 minutes and 35.856 seconds. Very good outcome to be climbing up by nearly towards 100,000 points. Maybe I should probably have to go again for the second attempt to be used for the monster truck. It was pretty simple as always, just like having a Rallycross event to be in the most sprint race to be used onto rally racing. But it was very good to have an F-150 Raptor will be challenging with the Fiat 500 to be in the one-on-one race. So here I come again, folks.
Faster, faster! Seriously, go
Technique
faster!
comes in handy. Now, looks like this is going to be coming in onto the same part. Slow and steady to take the first sector, but better make sure when using an all-wheel drive monster truck spec is going to be the only possibility we'll have to stay in a good stable condition onto the steering control. Just like the first attempt I just did, but it is going to be very difficult by performing the downhill technique. But only in general for this racing strategy when you're in a summit event. Past the checkpoint in the first sector, now comes in to take the downhill in sector 2. The time. Kick it up the nitro, pass on to the next checkpoint onto the left turn. Okay, very good and average. Now, just gonna have to keep up the speed. Past that gate by taking a single hit. Going through onto the tree. Now we're about to be getting closer onto the halfway mark, folks. Taking sector 2 is about to be coming in towards the end. But we're not finished yet. We're about to be proceed on to sector 3. And here it comes. Now we're entering sector 3 and we're about to be going in onto the hill climb. Halfway there will be reached up by 60%. Okay, just gonna have to take a good recovery steering response. Past that checkpoint I go. Gonna have to keep the old dog together. Now, time to go for the early break. Pass by over to the parked vehicles. Now continue on to take the hill climb. Now we're reaching up in sector 4. We'll be going forward by continue on to be in the hill climb towards the downhill as the final stretch. Technique comes in handy to choose any routes whenever you want. Okay, now here it comes. Aced that course and reached up towards the finish line. Sweet perfection at the finish line. 3 minutes and 31.709 seconds. Let's see the outcome results is going to be climbing up. Almost good enough, but it was a very good monster truck race to be in the special stage rally. So that means we're only one more event to go, and that will might have 100,000 points to be added as a bonus. Still getting closer out there to be in the platinum, folks, but we're about to be going over to be at the top 11,000 will be needed to have the only requirement to be suitable. So right now, we're about to be taking on in Stage 2 of the US Speed Tour West. We'll be starting out from Glacier Park to Salt Lake. Now let's see how the recommend vehicle should I could probably have to go with. Several players have been using with the Hummer HS concept with the standard and the enforcer unit. Looks like this is going to be going over to be on the drawing board, so just going to have to switch it up with some full upgraded parts onto the Land Rover. Go on to the Discipline, Rally Raid. Just going to have to switch the parts from the GTO the Judge over to the Defender Works B870 Edition. Alright, let's get ready to go and climb up on to the top 11,000 I go to be in the platinum. I know this is going to be very difficult. After spending some few hours, we'll be come up with a different strategy to work hard in the Demolition Derby. But somehow, different events since I've been competing is going to be quite doing some different strategy. We'll be going racking up onto the higher points. So I'll be choosing the Defender Works, and here I come, and let's get ready to roll.
Here comes stage number 2 of US Speed Tour West. From the wilderness of Montana's Glacier Park to urban Salt Lake City, Utah.
So just like the US Speed Tour East, we'll be taking the starting point from Pikes Peak to St. Louis. But now it's going to get much different out there to be in the west regions of the America. Gonna have to go over onto the main routes, so just gonna have to stay focused to be on this area. But it was very good to have some nice barriers to be suitable as a racetrack. Going awesome, and that means taking the off-road will be going advanced to be going faster on 20% on the progression is now proceed on to Sector 1 before moving on in the second sector. Goes over onto the dirt trail. Gonna have to keep an eye out by having a good calculations. Keep up the speed. Wait until the nitro refills will be called in. There you go. Looks like I'm on track. Wow, looks like this is going to be a beautiful nature out there, folks. So this part of the interesting corner turn is going to be quite doing different to choose a different path. Now we're coming in onto the bus stop chicane Solemn course. But it is going to be doing much different whenever I saw it pass by a second ago. Come on, just gonna have to keep going harder out there. 2 minutes since the start of the race is now going faster out there. Checkpoint clear, now Sector 2 clear and moving on in Sector 3. Okay, looks like I'm at still continues on for having a faster limits. Oh boy, looks like this is going to get a little bit off-road drift. Going up the mountains onto the hills. Take a good slow position and make that turn onto the hairpin. Down I go and move to the next checkpoint. Wow, looks like this car is very good to be driving around on the open area. But I kinda like it. This will be quite suitable to be explored around onto the dirt trail to be on the road. But I'm talking about this vehicle, folks. but this may come in handy to have some good capable handling. Now we're coming in onto the last sector, so we're almost there to be reached up towards the finish line, and 85% on the progression to go for only 15 remaining. Okay, keep going. Looks like we're coming in at the ski resorts. One more boost. And here comes one last checkpoint until the finish line.
The last stretch before reaching Salt Lake City, where so many land speed records were set. Which driver will set this stage's record?
Speed and fresh air. Finally made it in Stage 2 of the US Speed Tour West in 4 minutes and 22.275 seconds by having a new record set. Now this is what I've been putting up with, a new challenge that I've been waiting for. So good and taking a lot of hard effort. Wow, but I cannot believe it, I just finally made it onto the platinum in the nick of time for only an hour left. You see that, folks? 9 events will be exclusive to be in the off-road, and Freestyle Disciplines is now going to be quite very good to be exclusive to be in Lost in Yellowstone. But it is quite very good to see how racking up points is going to be very difficult by taking the hard challenge. So the Moab quicksand concept to be in the rally raid is going to be quite taking a lot of more hard work out there to be climbing up onto the 100,000 points. Just like the Demolition Derby and the Monster Truck to be in the mixed event. But especially for the Rallycross for the Lancia Delta S4 turns out to be quite a-okay. But Rallycross is very good to be driving around onto the Rallycross track to be labeled to be in the special of the US Speed Tour West to be driving around in Yellowstone. So thank goodness this is going to be quite doing good out there until the event is over. So right now, having a good time to be in the off-road is finished, and now it's time to get ready to take the light trails for the next live summit event. 4 different rewards, including a tail molten core tire to be on the epic vanity item, along with a Nissan Skyline GTR Type R34 to be added to be in the gold. Plus also to be added as a debut by having 2 new types of disciplines. There's the rocket to be in the jet sprint, and flying up in the air with the XA42 to be in the air race discipline. So that means for only one vehicle requirement is going to be the Disruption edition of the Red Bull RV14. So trust your way, folks. This will might give some good requirement vehicles to be added by 3, along with the DeLorean is going to be putting up with the Rat edition will be joining the party. So I hope it is going to be quite doing a good timing out there to have a nice different video segment to be putting up with some editing. We'll have to do some more work. So I'll make sure if I could probably have to come back at any time until this event is over in Lost in Yellowstone. Thank you for tuning in on my video, folks. I hope you enjoy. So make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, bell for notification uploads to be turned on, and the links on the description down below if you really want to see more. You can check it out on Instagram, DeviantArt, and GT Planet if you really want to follow me on other social media platforms. And don't forget to support my main project, Vision Total Drama, the next chapter of the Total Drama fan art to support the community. I'll be seeing you guys next time to continue on in the live summit event in the Crew 2, and I will see you later in the next video. Keep on racing, stay clean.